I got called into the office and they fired me because people were drawn to me and came to my classes. I had worked for this CrossFit gym years back, helped do a lot of the legwork of building that. The program for kids, for schools, I ran a lot of stuff in it. And I ran it with integrity. My whole goal was to get people into that gym because I wanted the gym to actually grow. And the owners, like I said, called me into the office and said, hey, we're going to let you go because people are being drawn to you. They did a lot of things to make me uncomfortable to be here. So I had to find a place for my clients, my one-on-ones to go, and I had 10 days to do it. They gave me 10 days. You have to be out in 10 days. I had no money, I had no connection, I had nothing that was going to get me a gym that quick. No equipment money, any of it. So I just simply put out on social media, hey guys, thank these guys for what they did for me. Unfortunately, they let me go. My time is up. Someone sees the post and they offer me a spot to come train my clients. We get there and I realize I don't know enough about messaging or content in a way to get someone to say, hey, he's the guy I need. I was surrounded around luxury gyms, better trainers, people who have done it at a higher level. So I was frustrated. I didn't know what to actually do to keep my clients and then get new clients to actually grow a business. So what I started to do was I said, I'm going to make everything I put out for content about the win that they get. I'm not going to make it about me. I'm not even going to make it about how grueling the exercise is. I'm going to make it about the win that they get. And I started to do that, and I went from having about 5 consistent clients, 10 consistent clients, to a point where I had a class where it would have 18 people in it. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but these 18 people were in the back room, which was literally a closet of a supplement company, the back room. I kept pushing that message, like, how do they win? They get to feel confident. Do you want to feel alive again? Do you want to not feel like you're just another number in a gym? And the class flooded, and it kept growing. It kept growing. We moved. It kept growing, and something in me kept saying, refine the message, because we want to get better at this. I kept refining the message to the point where I was like, I think we got it. We're gonna make it really, really clear that we are serving women who are tired of not feeling confident in and with their bodies. And that's what we used. And something happened that changed the game. Mind you, I told you the gym was in person. The gym was in person, so that's how we served people. We did fitness boxing, we did some weightlifting and things like that. And then all of a sudden, I started seeing people wearing gloves around the gym and wearing masks around the gym. So we're thinking, this is crazy. Why are people wearing masks and wearing gloves in the gym? And lo and behold, 2 weeks later, the news came on and started mentioning COVID. And when that happened, at first I was trying to ignore it, but then it came a point where the next time on the news they mentioned that all gyms were now going to be shut down starting for 2 weeks. Now, the gym is how I made my money. It's how I supported my family. They couldn't be confident in their body and with their body if they couldn't come to work out. So at first, I started panicking for about 5 minutes, and then I just started saying, okay, maybe we can train them outside. We can go to a track, something like that. So we tried that. We tried a track. We spaced people apart, but it was March, and in Connecticut, it was cold. So people couldn't box and work out while they were cold outside, and that got old pretty quick. And then something else happened. The news now said public parks and tracks and things like that are now going to be closed. So now I don't have the park. I'm going from now having a crowd of about 18 to 24 people to now it's about 6. which means the amount of money I was making now takes a significant hit. After that, they start to allow you can be in small places, gotta have distance, gotta wear masks, but it still can't be gyms, it still can't be parks, it still can't be a track. And I cannot tell you how I was wrecking my brain because this message that I clarified couldn't work because I couldn't do it in person. We found a way where we used our garage as a gym, and instead of doing the bigger group, we just said, hey, we're going to do groups of threes. The message was still confident in your body and with your body. Semi-private training, groups of threes. We spaced people apart, we wiped everything down, we had the mask and things like that. And then the people started to grow, which meant I had more hours, more income was coming. And with that, they started to open up the parks and stuff again. But something I realized was people were now afraid because COVID had done some damage to people. So now people were reluctant to come out because they were afraid. And this is when I started to think, how can I make this work online? Online training had been a thing back in the past, but I thought, how can I make this work online? The message now became be confident in your body and with your body wherever you are. And that started to launch the online part of that business, where we not only send you the plan, but we help you actually implement it. We check in with you and things of that nature. Now you can do it wherever you are at. And that was the breakthrough. The bigger breakthrough was now I realized nobody, no business, especially a small business, deserves to be put down from things they cannot control. But if they don't know how to articulate what they actually do, they're gonna go under. It wasn't that I was trying to articulate that I'm the best trainer. I never articulated that I had the best equipment. Remember, we were in a garage at the end. I never even articulated that I was the smartest. I just articulated I knew how to help you feel confident in and with your body. And the majority of my clientele were women at that time. And that's what they wanted. They didn't want it to be yelled at. They didn't want to be belittled. They wanted to feel good again and actually have their body look the part. But more important, they wanted to do it with the community. So I started just literally honing in on that message. Do it with other like-minded people. Feel confident in and with your body, and it changed things. And that is what helped me actually start doing that for other businesses. Let's find out, what does the person actually want? What's stopping them? How you can be empathetic and show authority that you can actually help them. How can you give them now a plan? And how can they succeed if they use that plan, or if they don't, they fail? How can they actually get victory on what they want? And that's why I do what I do. So if you're thinking, I know how to do what I do, I don't know how to articulate it in a way where it's simple enough for someone to understand, I'll put a link in the show notes. We would love to help you, because nobody deserves to have a message that goes out into the world that's confusing and doesn't get clientele, especially when you're good at what you do.